Hello, everyone. Welcome to Behind the Blocks, the live stream that gives you guys a sneak peek behind our game Q.U.I.R.K. I'm UGW Timber.
And I'm UGW Ether.
And we're joined by...
Tailsbells, the video wizard.
Hello, and we round out the community team, which is awesome because today's topic is all about our community leadership programs in Q.U.I.R.K. and what we are doing to give back a little bit to you guys for all your hard work and opening up the opportunities to grow more within that community. So we're super excited to chat with you today.
We really are.
And also, hi Trickster, hi Jack Jack.
Hey Trix, hi Jack Jack.
Is your pack on?
I feel like my pack is on, but let's
just check the mics real quick.
Oh, right. Let me just adjust the TV bit. Oh,
there we go.
Boop, 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 boop.
Being live is fun.
Yeah.
We're professionals, everybody. Boo. So, we do these streams on a regular basis. We have a commitment to doing them to hang out and talk to you just because you're all really cool.
Yeah.
But I don't think that Timber and I have really shared with you our grand plan.
Yeah, we have a lot of things working or on the burner right now.
We do,
working towards this. I did want to start off with this was your pet project. I'll never forget when I first got hired, we started talking about this thing and I remember you turned to me and go, I have wanted to do this in every single studio that I have ever been in.
Yeah.
And the tricky thing about community, just a little glimpse into our world, is sometimes community things get a little pushed aside for other bigger things. We have a lot of people working on a lot of really, really, really awesome stuff. So sometimes, we kind of have to work within that. And
here's the other thing too, is that companies like UGen hire, there are certain kinds of people that are community manager types. Mm-hmm. They're just sort of born that way.
Yeah.
And Timber and I are like that. You think of the contributions and the things that our video wizard's like, hey, I think people need to see this, or let's do these kinds of videos. And what happens is we are so intuitive as it relates to the kinds of rules and the things that we want to instill in our community to create a place where everyone's welcome, that oftentimes you don't approach, or a studio won't approach the development of community standards and tools and those sorts of things like they would, say, a combat system or a reputation system in game. And one of the things that I've been really passionate about is I think that you need people who are community managers, who can be the arbiter of trouble when that happens, folks who have the gut to be able to say, that person seems like they may be in a bad spot, whereas some folks may just aggressively, say, oh, they're out of here.
Right.
Timber and you and I are really more the kind of folks that'll say, we know this person.
Give a private message. Just be like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
Yeah, and for every community leader, and, we call them, it doesn't do them justice, but early adopter, the folks that kind of, the tricksters of the world. New species confirmed. Trickster says community manager types. Yeah, they are a species unto themselves. They truly are. But we can, as individuals, identify and connect and reward people who are engaged, but not everybody jumps into a chat, and not everybody is an extrovert like that.
Right, some people like to just hang out and watch and listen and kind of get a feel for it, and
it's our job to identify folks that we can connect with and get feedback from, but we also want to identify folks that embody the kinds of I want to say spirit, but it's the personality,
I think there's standards, and there's definitely people who come in and who just know. I think just to lay out so we're not quite so vague. I think our standards with our community specifically, because this is specific Q.U.I.R.K, all communities are run differently games.
With different. Oh yeah.
Specific to the Q.U.I.R.K community, I think our main standards are a kindness.
Yes.
That's like our number one rule.
Fun.
Fun. We just look for really fun, kind people.
Idea people.
Yeah, people with a lot of really great ideas who aren't vulgar or aggressive.
And doers. I think of Jester, who is working on
on
the
the Baddie
bots,
Bot.
on the Baddie Bot.
Yep.
What a phenomenal. Shut up, Triggs. I mean, hush it. But I feel like one of the things that the video games industry has not done very well, as evidenced by some of the toxic communities that you see in other games, that they're really fighting hard and working hard to improve throughout the industry. They don't start with a designed system.
Yeah, it's kind of like a house. We're community architects, and you got to start with the foundation.
Exactly right.
If you have a garbage foundation, you're going to have a garbage house that eventually gets swept away by a hurricane.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't give people goals
specific.
and parameters, they're not going to be their best selves. And everybody has bad days. And so, what Timber's talking about is, I'm presuming, force factor.
It is!
So,
All right.
yeah.
I'm on a force factor roller coaster.
Yeah. Woo! Woo! Yeah, super fun. Do you want to give just a little insight into it, and I can elaborate?
Yeah, I'll do my best. This is kind of your baby. So Troy turned to me one day after we were talking about how we want to make that foundation, and we came up with force factor. And
Jeannie, actually, UGW Lavender is the one that named it.
That's right.
Perfect name.
Yes.
Force factor.
Force factor. Yeah, we had this in the works for since even I think before I really came as well, was this idea of force factor, which is basically it's karma, essentially. Every little thing that you do that is good or bad is going to have an effect on the areas of the game that you have access to.
Right.
So one of the examples that I really love is
Hey, Dogstars.
is Dogstar. Hello, Dogstar.
Another great example of a community member who has just been engaged for the longest time.
Yeah.
Somebody who's just stuck around and has been a real force for good.
And so like Dogstar, for instance, would be somebody who's really helpful, really sweet. You'd probably have access to private chat, and to being able to message people and help them with their problems if a dev isn't on. So that's something that you would unlock with Force Factor by just being a pioneer in the community and being a force for good. Vice versa, if maybe you're not so nice.
Well, maybe that's just not your thing, and that's okay too.
Yeah, there is a neutral force factor where you just hang out, but if you're kind of being a bummer to other people, maybe chat will be locked. You've spammed people too many times with a link that you're not allowed to have, and so that's kind of.
Well, so think about it like this. 3 different categories. Now, do understand that this is a work in progress.
Yeah.
But everything that we're building now, and that's one of the things I love about our team and our leadership, is that we are building the fundamentals of these systems so that they can grow to become what I'm going to describe. 3 different areas. Community. Being a good citizen. So that's the kind of stuff that's like helping other people. That's like being somebody who helps moderate a channel. That is, maybe there's a system in game, we've talked a lot about this, where newer players can seek out help, or older players, more advanced players, can receive a reward for being a mentor and for being helpful.
Yes. So, Trickster, just to address for a warn/strike system, so what I think is different about it is, one, we want to try to work it into actually being an automated system, actually physically.
As much as possible.
As much as possible. I mean, there's obviously going to be people always have their hands in it, because trusting robots is a fool's choice. So.
Nice. I want that on a shirt. Trusting robots.
Is, but an actual gauge that you could see.
That's right.
And that's kind of why we named it a certain way, is, there'd be the neutral, the good, and that's where you could see features. So it's not just warn and strike.
Imagine these 3 categories you've got your good citizen.
Yep.
Which has a ton of stuff. You've got builders.
Yes.
And then you've got competitive play, being good at playing the game.
Yeah, I think that definitely
Those are the 3 categories that we're looking at. Now, those categories might shift or change, but the categories themselves are full of smaller actions that imagine you start to play. And we believe everybody's good until proven not so good. So you start out here, and imagine you've got this gauge, and you start out here, and you do something amazing, and you start to get more of these good force factor points. But the thing that happens is as you gain more of these points, you unlock features that other people can't access.
Like approving maps, moderating chats.
Absolutely. Running special events with special tools that no one else has, gaining access to special admin level blocks, being able to, say, teleport to someone in need. But as you maybe you have a bad day and you participate in some behaviors that are not so good, your
ranks is a great way to put it. Yeah.
Ranks, yeah. I think ranks is a safe way to, a much easier way to, of course we've got Trickster here to help us. We don't work good, but as it comes back the other way, you lose access.
Yeah, maybe you can't approve maps anymore.
Maybe you are unable to chat.
Yeah.
Maybe you are, we want everyone to be able to play, but we do think that there are certain actual features of the game that are a privilege. And we want also to recognize those folks as examples. Not in a way that creates, because we've all played those games where you're working with those folks and they want some kind of a fame and they might be a little monstrous with a little bit of power. This system and the design of it prevents that kind of thing because we want helpers. There hasn't been a game that I've ever worked on or played in that hasn't had a community of helpers, of people who just really enjoy interacting with other folks.
Shout out to the coaches.
Right. And so, Timber's had a little bit of an experience with this. And I realized in doing a little research myself I was thinking, what was the first program that I ran that was like this? And Trickster, that's okay. I mean, I think we all can be a little salty from time to time. The point being is that sometimes that salt might earn you a little breather.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes there's been games that I've played that I'm like, I wish somebody would rip chat out of here, would just walk into my room and cut off my hands because I know I'm mad. And sometimes you can't help but just be like, get good.
Yeah.
But I wish somebody would take the chat away from me so I didn't even have that option. Like, I try to disable chat if I'm feeling like I want to be mean to somebody. I'll turn it off.
And it's especially precarious for folks like Timber and I because not only do we talk internally but externally, we like to joke, we like to laugh. But there are times where folks can be incredibly abusive and you want to type up 40 page screed on, and by the way, this is my game, and oh, by the way, sometimes you got to type it up and then just delete it.
Yeah, or I'll go to Kelly, but Kelly, help me gauge. How am I feeling about this?
I'll do the same thing.
And having that,
Sometimes you just need to vent.
It happens.
But we want to create a system that allows folks to make a mistake once in a while and not be forever, labeled. But we also want to make it clear that there's a responsibility here to be a member of the community. And if you want that interaction and you want to earn the opportunity for even bigger, I want to say rewards. But for instance, I think we've talked about this in the past. Timber and I met at PAX South. We just bumped into her and she was like, come play a game with us. And so we sat down and we played a game and then I was like, we're adopting you. For me, as a person who truly loves people of all kinds, no matter where you are on the spectrum of politics or where you are on the globe, I just really, really enjoy identifying people that are force multipliers when it comes to positive, fun kinds of stuff. Not just the fun stuff. I actually am a huge fan of the super critical folks. Now, there's a difference between constructive criticism and great ideas and flat out abuse. I don't have a lot of time for it. Fairly impervious to it at this point in my life.
Yeah, it happens.
And that person, will find themselves within the force factor system, cut off from a lot of things. And maybe they change their tune, maybe they don't. But the folks that do rise to the top, our plan is to fly you out here. We want to do retreats here where you get your own hotel room, but then you come and you sit down and we do a full day's workshop on how can we make this game better.
Yeah.
We sit down and we talk to you about your thoughts on what should come next. But more importantly, because that information comes, people will play our game, we'll get feedback, that'll happen. We want to get to know you. And this studio has, and the people who work here have a history of, I'll say, went to Germany and went to Gamescom, and we had 50 coaches.
That's crazy.
We had 50 coaches that we paid room and board, supported them, and it was, I don't know how many of you have been to summer camp or have had those kind of camp experiences. Well, at the end of it, you're exhausted, but you're so happy and you're sad that it's over. Those are the kinds of magical moments that we want to create, but we really want it to be a community-led endeavor. We want to support the folks who are supporting us, and also create a situation where it's not just the cool kids, by whatever measure you may feel a cool kid is. This is an opportunity for anybody who wants to just embrace something a little deeper than just getting in and playing a game. Maybe you want to design your own game someday. Maybe you really are considering a career in communications, or maybe you are. One of the things that I'm particularly proud of myself is the number of people whom I've helped transition into video games as communicators at,
myself included.
But the thing is that you honestly were destined for that kind of stuff. and I'm not going to name names, but when I look into our community, I see them. You know what I mean? I see those people. We both, and we remark on it all the time.
And I feel like I can't really think of anyone who necessarily isn't. Like, I'm thinking about our foundation, and it's so good.
It really is.
And this, from Discord and seeing how everyone interacts in Discord and talks, and even if we're not there,
the kindness that people have been showing new users. The thing that I'm really, really excited about is your support and your contribution to the community, and the fun that we have. Timber and I love to make fun of ourselves, and you love to make fun of us too, and we dig that. But we are very, very fond of the people that engage, and we want to be sure everyone understands this is a space for everyone.
Yeah.
I remember, again, I'm not going to name names, but I remember having a conversation with somebody, and I said, "Hey, we like you. We want you to be around. We want you're part of the family." And that individual said, "Why me? Why would you care about me? I'm this, I'm that." And I said, "Because you're part of the family." And this is somebody who is in the Q.U.I.R.K family. So it is not a slow day. As a matter of fact, this is a fairly important subject for me. I think it's an interesting idea that we finally get to sit down with some designers and put together a social system that rewards players and allows us to identify new people to come and be a part of the family.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it really interesting is it's not just a community endeavor. It's getting the engineers involved. It's getting the UX, the UX involved. All of it, back end. It basically it's a system like a combat system, essentially.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's
not something that's just us going, well, we're gonna, maybe let you do things. It's something bigger and broader than that, which is why we bring it up as our first thing, because the force factor will basically encompass the rest of the rest of the topics. I think it touches on everything, and that's kind of on our umbrella and our system that will be beyond just the community's words.
Absolutely.
Really cool.
And also just beyond a bullet point list of rules, there are ways to make an impact in the game, but people who are engaged and show a passion, we will, one of our dear friends, Spoot Loops, we were going to TwitchCon. It made perfect sense to fly him out with us. And we had a phenomenal time.
It was so much fun. And hi, Jester. Thanks for, speaking of somebody getting involved, bad API response and it crashed once again. I didn't break it this time, so I wasn't even on to break Batty for once.
No, but Jester, I don't know if you missed it. We were just talking about you as an example of somebody who is making a contribution to the community that we really value and appreciate, and we're looking forward to rewarding that.
Yeah.
But force factor is that philosophy programmed. It's that philosophy sort of put into place so that people can sort of strive to be a better person. And if they can't manage to get whatever rage they may have or whatever behaviors that we are trying to sort of leave out of the general psyche of our community, they can play, they just can't talk, or they can play a map, but they just can't make one. And
then my personal hopes for that is that people see that they don't have that and really work on being a better, less toxic. And I don't need, some people maybe just don't ever want to get involved, and that's fine. I think it's the opposite when that's true, when they are involved in a toxic way. How do we combat that and not just ban them and get rid of them, but really help make them a contributor in a positive way. And I don't think anyone's beyond there. Goodbye, Jester. We'll see you in a few.
Goodbye.
And also, just as a quick aside, Poot Loops was streaming. He was streaming at the VRL mixer, so.
Yeah.
There you go. We should bring those up again. I bet those would be really fun to
Man,
watch.
we should go back to look at those. Yeah.
Especially with our 2-year coming up.
But I also want to say that, when we look at folks that are participating in our community, we truly are inviting you to be a part of what it is to make a game.
Yeah.
And to share information about the game. Speak just a bit about, found you in San Antonio.
I was going to say in a dumpster. It could be anywhere.
Found you in a dumpster.
It's just a garbage can in San Antonio.
We just put little bits of food out, and you're real scared.
I was real scared.
No, you were very, very sweet. Invited us to play a game. Then we adopted you. Then we hung out. And then I was like, hey, come hang out.
Yeah, and I did. You guys flew me out to E3. I became a coach in the gigantic rest in peace sphere. That was the first time I ever saw a development team ever do something like that. I think now it's starting to catch on. You see it more and more with bigger companies.
There are some people that are doing some of those consumer type programs, but ours is.
That was the first time. Yeah, where I really had any sort of dev attention, period. And I'm not very vocal online, to be honest. I don't do the forums thing. I find a few people that I like, and that's how I get involved, and that's pretty much what I did with you guys. Yeah. But it was with that attention and with that I opened up to start talking. Like, my dream was never really to be a community manager. It was like, I could work in games. I don't know what that's like. And it wasn't until I found them and we really got to know each other and open up, and I got to see the process that I went, oh my God, this is what I've been missing. This is the career that I want, is the community management job and working in games and working with people. And I don't know if I would have come to that conclusion without having that coach program, honestly.
Well, I also want to say that the coach program is was more than just stand here or get me coffee, or there were roles. Leaders. Like you had basically what we were doing is we would sit down, these community coaches, at the end of the day, community coaches knew more about the game than the people who were working on it.
Yeah, I see that in our community too. There'll be times where I'll be like, I think it's this thing, and like, so we'll be like, no, it works this way. I'll be like, oh yeah, it does.
That is the way it works. And so correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I hope that you felt this way, because it was certainly the intention behind this initiative, was to put people on the show floor and running the sort of trading leadership days, so that you ran the people who were there, who were also community coaches. But it wasn't like you must read this script and you must say these things and everything you say must be wonderful and beautiful.
It was super organic. It was very
authentic.
It was very authentic. We didn't have too much guidance to the point where, and Trickster, for those, so the coach program was a program led by Troy and Jeannie at the previous studio, Gigantic, where they came from, and kind of, so you've always had this foundation of this is how you want it to be, and I think you've done it in almost everything you've touched.
Yeah. I look back today. I was just sort of looking back on some of the other programs, but this is something that has always been really important.
Yeah,
there's always been sort of a leadership group of players helping guide, specific features.
Yeah, and the future of the game. We always had a lot of freedom in that, to the point where I'll never forget, we were on the show floor, and nobody told me and Lindsay to do this, but we were on the show floor, and Gigantic's a 5v5 game, so we had to split people who were waiting in line into 5 teams. So we looked at each other and we went, yeah, I have an idea. So Lindsay and I would take our 2 teams, we would pull them aside while the other teams were actually playing the game. We'd go, all right, guys, turn around, meet your partners. We're going to do a quick exercise where you guys are going to meet strangers here. You guys are going to come up with a name, and then our 2 named teams would face off each other. And but nobody told, but that was the kind of freedom we had, is it put me in a position where nobody told me to do this thing. I had to get creative and make an enjoyable experience for strangers.
And Jeannie and I really took it upon ourselves to support folks, to be there, to fill in gaps, to answer questions.
Yeah, to be bold.
And we were definitely, we were never far away. Because, at some events you can get folks that, are a little weird when you worry that you've got your community coaches out there, just killing it on the show floor, sharing a lot of great information and having just a blast, making more fun. Like, by the end of a convention, we would end up with 12, 13 more community coaches.
More
the people who just would never leave.
Yep. Yeah, it was great.
We believed in the program and believe in that approach so much that we had a group of our community folks playing with press.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's right.
We had the whole press room, and it was, by and large, they were playing against experienced players.
Yeah.
In addition to that, we would also have moments where we would have our community folks talk to press.
Yeah, that was neat.
It was one of my favorite things. At PAX East, I remember one of our community coaches, one of the papers came up and said, I don't really get this. What's a MOBA? It was a print media, and nice lady. And so I said, this is what I do. And this is the game. And I had a community coach next to me, and I turned to him and I said, and he's going to tell you how the game plays. And he went, and then just jumped into it like a pro.
Yeah.
Absolutely jumped into it like a pro.
So that's kind of some history of where our brains are at with all this.
And where we want to go with force factor kinds of stuff. Yeah.
So switch gears a little bit. So one of the things we've talked a lot about is the Builders Club. And I like talking about the Builders Club a lot because that is probably right now one of the most physical programs we have. A lot of our stuff is conceptual leading up. We're still working on those systems, I think. But the Builders Club basically gives you guys access to different blocks that have not been released yet, different game types. Sports ball, I think you guys had access to it 2 weeks before it was actually pushed to help play and tested and stuff. So we definitely want to start opening that up. again and more, especially in relation to like mobile and stuff, because mobile is moving very fast. One of the things we do, we talk a lot about it.
Well, yeah, and it's a key feature and function are the games. But so one of the things we talked about a lot, Trisha says, are the admin level blocks. And what we're talking about is the long term, and by long term, that could mean our team moves fast.
Yeah.
I mean,
we have a full mobile game, and what do we figure
4 months.
4 months.
4 months we rolled out a mobile game, and it is pretty darn solid, and there's way more to come. But what was I going to say?
Could have
something
been
amazing.
I think, can I guess? Can I guess?
Yes.
Okay, so I think you're about to tell them how we want to open up the Builders Club so people with high Builders Club force factor gets the different blocks things that changes the program of the kind of game.
Yep.
You know, blocks like no death or more death and more levels, but only give it to people who are experienced builders, people who are in the build club. So you guys have kind of a one-up to make really exceptional maps with different rules.
And if there are blocks that are coming out shortly, that there will be people who have earned the right to show those blocks early by creating those maps, and then in the future they roll out to the rest of the community. But the other aspect of this is the idea that we want to turn it all over to the community. We want you to approve the maps. We want you to help coach people.
One day, I want you guys. I don't want to do it anymore. I want you guys to do it.
Well, and it's fun. It's super fun. It is just when you've got timber, and then I think I've done like 50 maps, and that was 1 day's worth of clicking and playing and doing and all of that. We want the system, the building pillar of force factor, to be its own ecosystem. It's risky, it's challenging, but I really do believe in the innate goodness of folks. I think that people do make mistakes, and that happens. But if anything has shown me, the Community Coaches Program, where you've got 50 different human people, some I know really
all
well,
walks of life.
All walks of life. I think many of them are human. We'll have to get back to you on that.
Jury's out.
So over the years that we ran that program, never one problem. And I'm not even exaggerating. Never one problem with these people. And so I feel like people rise to the level of your expectations so long as they're fair and so long as they are a mutually agreed upon social contract. And we did go into this with a certain amount of concern from people who don't do the work that we do, community type stuff. But Jeannie and I together were able to put together a wonderful program that was fairly structured, just structured enough so that people could be themselves and be a resource. So so that's a bit about our Builders Club. I know we kind of talked about it a lot and different, we showed you some previews of what it would look like on our tour last week and stuff. So there's going to be a lot of tools at your disposal for those in the Builders Club. So we're really looking forward to that. So the next thing, force factor, that I'm really, really, really excited to talk about, we briefly touched upon it when we were talking about Poo Loops and how we flew him out. Well, we want to be expanding that. I just put it down as the broadcaster program, basically. Our streamers, we're looking for our streamers both on YouTube and Twitch, Mixer, wherever you guys come from. There's a bunch of them out there. We want you to go where you're most comfortable. We certainly enjoy Twitch and the features that Twitch has to offer, and we're here 2, sometimes 3 times a week. So, but we're also saying that we understand broadcasting happens across multiple platforms, and we want to support all of that.
Yes, through our happy hours, and if you're a Seattleite, you can. They're good shoes.
Very nice.
Thank you.
They're like a nice maroon.
Yeah,
I like them.
It's a really nice color.
I was a little worried that I was a little too matchy, but that's whatever.
No, you're pretty maroon. But that's okay. You got
Is it
brown.
burgundy?
Burgundy. Ooh, burgundy.
I'm wearing burgundy.
What were we even talking about?
Anchorman.
Anchorman, baby.
What? No, I know that. I know that
what are
one.
you talking
It's like
about?
one of my favorite comedies. No, I'm trying to.
Me too.
Milk
was a bad choice.
I'm
yeah,
in
sorry.
a glass case of emotion right now.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Anyway,
Yes.
yeah, through happy hour, through broadcasting stuff. Through happy hour, if you are in Seattle, we've had a million trillion
people come in and hang out with us here, but in addition,
thinking about Anchorman now.
I know. I honestly am trying. I'm honestly trying to keep it together because I could quote that entire movie.
The entire
Not
movie. It's
all
one
of
of
it,
the
'cause
best.
Yeah.
but I have never laughed so hard.
But outside of that, we also are looking to expand that to flying people out to the conventions.
Yes.
I find that the whole coach thing and the streamer thing tends to go hand in hand. Most of the coaches from that program, a lot of them were streamers, and a lot of them not only were streamers, but people who got into streaming because of the people that they worked with. I know I got into streaming because of Pyro. Pyro and Thor really helped me out.
Thor as well.
With doing that, and so they kind of inspired me to start streaming, and with that helped me get further involved, and it was just great. Is there anything else important? Yeah, we have a whole bunch. We have we have a whole bunch. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, Triggs.
I think the next two topics are probably two of my favorite. But
You'll probably like them.
Yeah, the broadcaster program, stream for us, be part of our community, and we'll take you places.
Yeah, we'll take you places, but we'll also, we talked about putting together a kit that we would mail out to you that would be, help with background, help that kind of stuff, but also some swaggy stuff and some ways of saying thank you so much for being a part of that group.
It's a really important facet of our community, our broadcasters, and making sure, again, that we have people who really embody our community standards and morals, because it's a trickle down. I firmly believe in the trickle down effect of community. You start with a strong base, and then people come in, they see how nice this person is, and they carry that on, and so on, and pretty soon you have a web of people.
So often what we will see are people that are used to dealing with developers that don't actually have the time. I'm not going to say they don't care, but there's some that just don't. But their immediate reaction is hostility and rage before they've even had the conversation with us. Almost as though they've had the conversation in their head, and then they get into our community and they're like, why are you ruining my life?
And then you go, hey friend, how can we help not ruin your life? And then it's nice.
Hey, leave my mom out of it. Let's talk.
Yeah,
you're cool.
So the streamers are a huge part of that. So we are looking into ways to further support you guys and your streaming, both at home and abroad. Thank you.
Yeah, we do. I like this next topic. I think it's a good.
I get this question a lot, especially in Discord.
Lay it out, sis.
How to become a mod? How I become mod?
How do I mod?
How be I become mod?
How mod I be?
How mod I be? I love this question because we are getting together a official mod application. Mods are really important. I know our community is small, but I think it's important to have mods at the very, very start of a community.
We're this close, pals.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that everyone's waiting. There's good stuff brewing, but we're this close.
Also, is Dogstar not a mod in our Twitch? Can we make him a mod right now, speaking of? I'm going to show you guys how easy it is. So Dogstar has been with us forever. Super helpful, really sweet, great in Discord, in chat.
Yep.
And that's right now.
A good friend, someone we trust a great deal. Someone who's really proven themselves.
I thought we did make him. Oh, yay.
There you go.
Woo! Welcome to the Mod Squad, Dogstar. You're keeper now.
Mod Squad.
That's how easy it is. But yeah, we're basically looking for people who, because I need to sleep. Troy needs to sleep.
Yeah.
We need to sleep sometimes, so it's great to have people that we trust be in that position. Where I can wake up the next morning, see a conflict, see it handled.
So Dogstar says, yay more mods. It's been fun being a model for the Q.U.I.R.K community because that's another program we haven't talked about, and that's Q.U.I.R.K Models. Dogstars is, I believe, the model for the month of July.
Wait.
Right? We're doing the players of Q.U.I.R.K. as a model, right?
No,
Don't
I'm
you want to
vetoing
be?
this.
Shouldn't we do that? Should we just do like just a bunch of pictures of? I'm building a Q.U.I.R.K. I'm gonna. Just kidding, Doug Stars. I know what you meant, but I just thought it would be hilarious just to have that.
Just for a second, I was like, maybe this is something new that he hasn't talked to me about. Because I've been out for 2 days, so like I came back and didn't know anything anymore. But then I was like, what could model mean?
Doc Stars and I talked about this, didn't we, Doc Stars? You chose July.
I chose July.
So anybody else interested in taking a month, send your headshot.
Send me headshots.
Send your headshot this way.
I will print them out and put them on the wall, though. If you guys send me like actual headshots,
I do want to make
like the Michaels challenge, like in front of the flowers, so it looks like a prom shot, but they're just like at Michaels.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, I have some links to send you
after
the stream.
I'm learning. I want to see it.
No, I'll probably print them out and put them on Troy's wall.
But how to become a mod? And also talk to me a little bit about where mods mod.
I needed that sense.
You had to process for a minute?
Yeah. Isidora's in, and she has honest-to-goodness headshots.
Right on.
That's awesome.
Right on.
Awesome. Welcome. So mods, basically what we're looking for is mods for Discord and Twitch specifically right now. And then as we expand, one day we will have chat in Q.U.I.R.K. I'm throwing that out there. And I think...
We will. And that's, honestly, we haven't really talked a lot about that.
That's because I think the chat kind of has a lot to do with what systems we have in place for moderation so it may seem like it's taking a while, and it's just because we're doing a lot.
It's too important for us to
just
put
throw
a half
out
system out there.
Yeah.
I have a real passion around giving people the tools they need to protect themselves online, and it starts with well-designed chat.
Yes.
But boy, they're working on it, and it's getting there.
Yeah, but that'll incorporate our mods. What's nice about Discord, it's a great community ecosystem where I can be involved, we can see who is stepping up in these leadership roles, who's doing the, and then be able to take those privileges that we've given in Discord and then expand them to outside of Discord, expand them to Q.U.I.R.K. in-game, to the Builders Club, to our Twitch channels, and all that good stuff.
And I want to be really clear about this. We're not talking about, it's not like we're like, hey, everybody, you're in charge now. See you later, July. No, we are...
Miss July.
See you later, Mr. July. We are, when you look at the thousands, tens of thousands of people that play the game, there are hundreds of reports of inappropriate behavior or issues or people who need help or all of that. And Timber and I are the ones that are tasked with being the architects of those systems so that people get directly to the help or the protection that they need. We can't always be everywhere at once. And so we try, we really do try. I mean, honestly, we'll work a full day and then go home and hang out with our Filipino friends and play games with them all night. And it's a grind. It's a grind we love. But we both believe that a community that is engaged in policing itself, in sharing the expectations as to what kind of behavior and what will get you to enjoyment of Q.U.I.R.K. the fastest. Players are way better at it. They just they had the opportunity to be in places where we can't be, and especially when you think about the fact that this is a global game, and fairly soon we're looking at a global launch. That's 24/7 business, right? And so don't think that this is about us wanting to wipe, wash our hands of responsibility. As a matter of fact, this approach is even more work.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy enough to just let the wolves have them,
Yeah, or just to indiscriminately ban, or just to not really think about that. A lot of people will call it onboarding. It sounds very corporate and gross, but what it means is a new player popping in. who are they going to turn to? What kind of systems should we build that bring them into the community so that they can make friends and have fun?
Yeah.
That's what
Get
it's
involved.
all about.
And I mean, the possibilities are endless. I love the internet. Like, people finding best friends.
Love and hate.
And getting
married.
And, like, there's just, the possibilities
having
for
babies and
online.
all kinds of crazy stuff. We've had fans that met and fell in love, got married, had a baby. I mean, like, you know, that gaming is more than just a place to go to blow off steam. It's a lifestyle. It is.
And it's a safety, you know, it's for a lot of people, myself included, it was my safety net. It's what got me through some really hard times, especially when I was younger. You know, I was like, that. So to have and to be in a place where I had that was really important. And so that is one of the values, is to give people that place where, you know what, you're having a rough day. Let's hop on Q.U.I.R.K and play a game and be there with friends and be there with people who care. So we want to make sure that we are creating an environment where you can find those people that care.
Absolutely.
And a majority of them will, you know, be people who, you know, you don't have to wade through.
I gotta tell you that I've been doing, I don't know how many streams we've done, but Timber and I share an emotional frequency. When I hear that little knot in her voice, then I start to go, oh, I'm choked up.
I'm just thirsty.
All this is to say, it's the truth.
Yeah.
And it means a lot. I do want to say this real fast. If those for those of you just turning in, this is Behind the Blocks. We
can do that at all this
I know, because we're just so into it. This is an opportunity for us just to hang out as developers and talk a bit. Today, Timber and I thought it was really important to talk about some of the community leadership opportunities that are coming, in addition to the debut of our new The Players of Q.U.I.R.K 12-month calendar. Right now, we have Dockstars as July. I do believe Isabella was going to pick a month. Trickster probably. Jack, we need to get her in there somewhere. Nope. Send your pictures to community at ugeneral.com, headshots, or maybe posing on a bear rug, or dressing up as your favorite Q.U.I.R.K character.
Let me tell you.
We will put that together, and we need to do that soon, though, because your summer is coming, and
I am deleting the email.
Yeah, do not. She can't delete my email, so
I'm burning his
looking forward to that. I'm not sure that we call it the community calendar.
Kill you.
So yeah, Dockstars, do me a favor, spread the word. And I bet we're gonna want,
remember who gave you that sword, Dockstar. Just remember who gives you the sword.
So that's what we're talking about today. We just wrapped up a little bit about how to become a mod, and the general notion that we want to turn the power over to players.
Right. So
without abandoning them.
Yeah. So the last thing, in-game player events, this is going to be our last topic of today before we do our little wrap up.
But my favorite one.
In-game player events, go.
This is my favorite one. Okay, so listen to this. What if you had the tools to create not just a game, but a series, a season where people played
competitions,
a competition. Maybe you've earned a referee jersey and you run around in game. Maybe you're a shoutcaster and you are floating around with the observer cam. Maybe people are putting together teams, like the Slytherin versus, well, you're Slytherin.
I'm not, I'm Hufflepuff,
too,
still Hufflepuff. Slytherin versus Hufflepuff.
Still Hufflepuff.
But yeah, so imagine being able to coordinate your own events and then publicize them through our systems.
Yeah.
So we worked with our phenomenal web dev, back-end developers, not just web, I mean, they do everything, to create a calendar that you can then, will be broadcast through our... What's Badger Power?
Badger Power.
Badger Power. I don't know what that means, but I'm happy to hear it.
Woo, Badger Power. I like that song.
I do too. But yeah, so in-game events. But here's the cooler part. We have our ideas. what are yours?
Yeah, we want to hear about
what kind
your
of in-game
ideas.
events do you want to have?
Yes. In fact, I want to hear about all your ideas about everything we've talked about today. If you have any for real, not for play, you can join us at discord.gg/Q.U.I.R.K.
And we're there.
Are not. Yeah, we're there all the time. Let us know your ideas. If you feel more comfortable in an email, community@ugenworld.com. You could send your ideas along with your headset shots. I ruined the joke. I had such
You didn't ruin the joke. It's serious now. So we are collecting headshots for the community 12-month calendar.
Yeah, but you have to have an idea about one of the topics today for it to be valid.
All right. Okay. I like it. I like it.
We do really want to hear your ideas for in-game events. You know, we only can think of so much, and you guys are way more clever than us on any given day. I've seen it in action.
I'm so bad at names.
Like, bad. Yeah, we have force factor because of Jeannie. We would have called it like Happy Gage.
She's a
cool guy Gage.
Three things you should do to be cool.
Yeah, I mean,
yes. Yeah, honestly, like I used to get so much garbage when I was thinking of the work we did. Everyone's like, community coaches? Like, what does that mean?
What does that mean? What is a coach?
Pick a different name, and of course they were all redonkulous, so I didn't pick them. But, we do need to think about what we might want to call our leadership initiative. There's like the overall, the 3 different areas.
Yeah, I feel like the force factor is like the system, but who are the force knights?
Yeah, force knights. That's it.
Don't stop it. Stop it. I'm ending the stream with news for those of you.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we have a super exciting happy hour this week. We have Variety Blitz. I know some of you have seen his videos on Q.U.I.R.K Mobile.
What's up, Ketchup guys?
Yeah, he'll give you great life advice, and he's an awesome Q.U.I.R.K player.
Yes.
If you haven't checked him out.
So excited to be a part of what we're, like, he's really connecting.
Yeah. Yes, he's fantastic.
He's a good kid. Just a great guy.
So if you haven't checked him out, you can check him out right now. He's at youtube.com/varietyblitz.
Yeah, you can also check out our newly
created... Could we get that link in there, actually, Kelly, if you could?
Yeah.
Hey,
Kelly,
be a
if
pal.
you do.
What link?
Variety Blitz YouTube. Let's go ahead, throw that in chat, because he has a ton of Q.U.I.R.K videos up there. You can check him out, and we have hooked him up. You know, we talked briefly about our broadcaster program, how we want to send you guys ways to make streaming better and easier for you, and Variety Blitz is kind of our first one.
He's our first guy, and the other thing too is that the reason why we chose Variety Blitz is because some of those videos, holy smokes, 7K views.
He's on YouTube, Kelly.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, and he will be streaming from his YouTube channel, so we're going to kind of take a quick aside from Twitch and
kind of do something a little different. Yeah. And, you know, here's one of the other things, too, is that we really need to explore the difference for people in places like the Philippines. Yeah. They've got a whole different kind of setup when it relates to the kind of bandwidth they can use. But we're really excited about it. Super stoked.
Yeah, him right there.
Variety Blitz.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. Look at all those.
Click that subscribe button. Oh, we're not signed in. Do me a favor, though, friends. Go visit Variety Blitz on
the YouTube.
On the YouTubes. Give them a click. Subscribe. Drop a kind word. Variety Blitz is a great kid, but really excited about the game. And I think that we will see... Oh, I see we got a new one. Infected.
Yeah, today.
Like it.
It's great.
But yeah, so are you streaming? Are you broadcasting? Are you using a particular platform that we should be paying attention to? Please let us know so that we can come find you and shower you with fame and accolades.
Yeah! So anyway, you can check that out. I will get back to you guys on a time. I don't think we have a exact time. It might be a little bit later than our usual 4 o'clock.
4 is like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
He's willing to do that, but we might want to give him a little time. Yes. Also, prepare for technical challenges because... the way it goes.
No idea. We're experimenting. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do something new.
And you're going to hang out and you're going to love it and you're going to be nice about it. The other thing that I wanted to ask is, how long is Variety Blitz's infected video?
Oh, I just closed that window.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kels.
Where's the new YouTube?
We need to talk. That's Variety Blitz. We'll work with Variety Blitz. Our YouTube URL is
5 minutes long.
Do we want to sort of end and then just play this?
I guess we could. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can we do that?
Awesome.
Trickster, see you
Have
later.
a great night.
We're big fans of you as well, friend. And do me a favor, pick your month. You strike me as kind of
All right,
April,
we're gonna
February.
wrap this up.
You're a February kind of pal. I feel it. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I can't do it that instantly.
Enjoy Variety Blitz video.
It's gonna be fun.
Let's see. Kelly's going to set up now. And again, guys, if you have any questions, again, discord.gg/Q.U.I.R.K. You can join us there.
Headshots.
Stop it with the headshot. What is the matter with
I just really want to make the job difficult. That's all I wanna do.
yeah, it is.
Is that weird?
It is.
Is it weird?
Yeah,
Why?
sure is. The worst.
I don't think we can get sound.
Ever.
We don't have it cooked up like that.
If it doesn't work out, that's okay too.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, we kinda threw Kelly a
I
curveball.
totally surprised
Yeah.
the video was.
If not, you can
this is my fault.
definitely check it out at Discord. Discord.gg. We'll post it after the stream so you guys can watch it. It's great.
Check it out.
Check a
Give
look.
a love, like, share, subscribe. See you, Dog Stars. Hurry up with that
It doesn't
headshot.
show.
That's
Okay,
all right.
no big deal.
Oh,
Check it out
yeah.
at Discord. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Everything is such a
We'll be talking. We got new stuff coming Thursday, so
Yeah.
we'll share some social media wise. But we love you.
Goodbye. Love you.
Bye.
Bye. I can't wait until you're forced to look at all of the headshots.
I
quit.
quit.
I hope that there's some. You can't.
No, I quit. I just did. I will take my
cannot.
severance in
You
the
are
pay
not.
in the form of cash.
No, your severance is going to be a printed copy of the 12 months of Q.U.I.R.K.